Looking for a place to shine? Are you ready? Want Georgians' eyes on you? So let's go. Good Morning Georgia is here. Start your day the Georgia way. Want attention for your brand? Broadcast today only on Good Morning Georgia. Contact us today. Email us at info@thecommunicationsmd.com or call on 770-421-5598.
Tune in to Good Morning Georgia. Join hosts Audrey Bell Kearney and Derek J. Wilson every weekday at 9 a.m. for your daily dose of news, politics, business, and entertainment. From local updates to insights from affiliate partners across and beyond Georgia, we've got your mornings covered. Tune in to stay informed and entertained with Good Morning Georgia.
Good morning, Georgia. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
It's morning.
Time to reach across the sky.
Oh, that's a different song. I
know.
I
What's
thought-
what you singing?
Kelly Price.
That was Kelly Price.
Oh, I thought you was doing what's her name? Cheryl Murdoch.
Oh, maybe Shirley Murdoch.
Yeah.
Shirley Murdoch.
Shirley Murdoch. You know, that's your era. Let me have my Kelly. Kelly, me. Okay, which Kelly we talking about? Big Kelly or Little Kelly?
You stupid.
Big Kelly was the one.
Kelly Price.
He was a friend of mine.
Yeah. I remember we had got written up in a magazine. And somebody said, y'all in the magazine. Somebody texted me. They called me. We ain't had no text. I said, what magazine? Kelly Price was in. Kelly Price was. We were on this side of the page and Kelly Price was on the other side.
Oh,
That was so cool. Me and Georgette with the
okay.
company. And I was like, oh, famous.
We're famous.
Yeah, because we look Kelly on this side, we on this side. You open up the book, open up the magazine, Heart and Soul magazine.
Heart and Soul.
Heart and Soul magazine. So we were in Heart and Soul magazine. Kelly Price is on one side and we were on the other side. We had some good time back then, boy. We had a good time. You know, I think I'm too serious these days about business. Like I don't have fun. Like back in the old days, I had fun when I was doing business. I don't have fun now. Everything is so serious all the time.
Well, because I guess life, bigger bills, bigger responsibilities.
Listen, back then, Derek, I was doing money with bad credit, no money coming in, single parent, and I had more fun. Like I don't have fun now. It's crazy. I used to have a lot of fun back then, though. Entrepreneurship back then was nice. Not that I'm complaining. I think I'm just way more serious now as a business owner than I was back then. I had more fun back then with less.
I can agree with that.
I
It seemed
had.
like we did. It seemed like we did do more with less.
Yep, I had way more fun with a whole lot less. And now I got more and I'm stressed out mostly all the time. I was so tired yesterday when we left the show. So I had a bunch of stuff. Like every day I have a bunch of stuff to do, y'all. So I go home. I did one meeting, then I did two meetings. By the third meeting, I'm sitting on the Zoom, right? In the meeting, right?
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there and the guy's talking and he's telling us about what we're working on or whatever. And the next thing I know, I opened my eyes because I didn't even know I had closed them. And the thing says Zoom has ended. I was like, oh my God, I done fell asleep in the
fell
Zoom.
asleep. Hope you weren't snoring.
I hope I wasn't snoring either.
Was your mic on?
No, my mic wasn't on. Mic was off because I didn't have to talk. I just needed to be in the meeting. I was in there. At least my body was.
Oh, so you weren't like Prince when they say the mic is on.
Yeah, nah, the mic was off.
The mic was off. The mic is off.
Hey, listen, I don't know. This might be me. Somebody won $50,000 in the Powerball on Monday. Yep, the pot was 292 million, but somebody won 50,000. I don't even know where my ticket's at.
It wasn't me because I didn't play.
I played, but I don't know what the ticket is. Like I don't even know. Like I'm terrible like that. I gotta ask my husband, hey, do you know what the ticket is? Because you know what? I'm not a lottery player. Even when so it's funny, right? Because my husband is a lottery player. So the people at the store knows him. They know him. So this is what happened. So Friday, he worked late. So he said, well, let's meet for dinner. Just meet me there. I said, okay, cool. So we meet at dinner. And then when we leave dinner, he said, I'm going by the lottery store. I said, I'm going with you. So we go into the lottery store at the same time. So the man behind the lottery counter, I said to him, this is what he need to do. Because he said, oh, you play the Keno thing, right? So it's a Keno. I'm like, he goes, do this, do this, do this. So I said to the lottery guy, I said, is this what he be doing here every day? He goes, your husband is a nice guy. You're very lucky. He's so nice and he's so honest. He said, as a matter of fact, I like him.
Mm.
Said, as a matter of fact, I do too.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? That's good. That's
Yeah.
good that y'all like them.
Yeah.
That you like them anyway.
Right.
Well, look, we getting all out. We're supposed to do weather first.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
gotta focus, man. We gotta let people know about these hot last days of
And
summer.
somebody, listen, if y'all find out it's y'all that got that ticket, go ahead and support this show because I done told y'all to go look at your
50,000.
ticket. It's
50,000.
$50,000. So if it's you with the ticket, go on over to goodmorninggeorgia.org and click on support this show and support the show. Because if y'all hadn't heard me tell y'all would have forgot about it.
All right.
And it's,
Well, yeah, 4 people that won $300,
yeah,
and then over 10 that won 100.
yeah, that's grocery money for them folks.
I
If
mean,
y'all
that's
want to
still.
make $25, we'll take that. But that $50,000, we looking for at least 10 from you.
Boy. Yeah, that's tough right there. Well, she won 10. We say
Okay, 75.
75,
75. Make it
17.
easy. Cause you gotta pay taxes. So you gotta pay them folks
I
their
pay their
taxes.
taxes.
No.
Well, look,
Okay, go ahead.
we back in the 90s this week. Last week was a fluke. Them 80s last week was like I say, was a fluke. 96 in Rome, 94 in Gainesville, 95 in Athens, 94 in Atlanta. You know, if it's hot up here, I can just imagine what's down south. Well, same thing. 93 in LaGrange, 95 in Columbus, 95 in Albany, 93 in Valdosta. All right, the water is where it's cool at 87 in Brunswick area and 90 in Savannah. So those are today's high. Also in South Georgia, Southwest Georgia, there's a dense fog. It's probably gone by now. But it was a dense fog creates hazardous driving conditions. So they were telling you to use low beams. Uh, don't know if that's still in. It shouldn't be not at 9 o'clock. That should be done, but there was a dense fog advisory effect this morning in several counties in Southwest Georgia, impacting visibility and making driving conditions hazardous. Motorists are advised to slow down, use low beam headlights, and maintain a safe distance from vehicles. They should do that anyway, according to the National Weather Service in Tallahassee. So those affected include Ben Hill, Berry, Louds County has dropped below 1 mile, with some are expecting visibility below a quarter of a mile. Well, yeah, it's a advisory is in place until 9 a.m. Just went away. And drivers are encouraged to delay travel until conditions improve. So it must have been bad. It was all the way to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, probably was.
So only one I've heard of is Louds County. I haven't heard of Ben Hill, Barron.
It's 159 counties in Georgia.
159.
I heard it was one that was it said it was almost it was something with a D, but the name was almost no, it was Helen and Helena.
Helena
and Helen.
I seen Helena.
I was like, oh, I never saw that.
All right. That's it for weather. We're gonna jump into some local or national news. Which one we doing first?
National first, local.
Okay, national.
State.
Well, VP Harris campaign released new ad to highlight plan to build 3 million homes and reduce inflation. So 3 million, I'm assuming, what they call it, not low income, but affordable housing. New advertising push to draw attention to her plan to build 3 million new homes over 4 years, a move designed to contain inflation pressures that also draws a sharp contrast to Republican Donald Trump. The nominee highlight her plan in a new minute-long ad. Boy, she paid good money for that one. A minute-long ad that uses her personal experience growing up in rental housing while her mother had saved for a decade before she could buy a home. It's amazing how people, forget where they come from. You got people now who own a home and they frown upon renters.
Let me tell you something.
Rentals in my neighborhood.
I talked to somebody yesterday who actually has a home, and they said to me, "I'm gonna sell this motherfucker and rent me a house."
I mean,
they told me that yesterday, and I was like, "Really? Like, yeah, like right now, because I think the air conditioning system or something went out."
Man, look,
and they were like, "I'm about to sell this house and rent me one," and I said, "Well, I mean,
I'm just not gonna know every time something happened at the house."
That's what they said. They was like, "You about to sell this motherfucker," and because at the end of the day, that's your responsibility, like all of it.
Like I mean, there's a sign around here that says, "Don't grow up as a trap."
Yeah.
I want to say, don't don't buy a house is a trap.
There's a guy. He's out there. He's really wealthy. His name is God dog it. Um, it escaped me just that quick.
Hawaii.
Ramit. His name is Ramit Sethi. He said he don't own a house. He said I'm gonna buy a house. Well, he take his money and put it in the stock market. He said I'm gonna put my money in the stock market where I know it's gonna grow. Not put my money in the house. And so he gets a lot of flack for that because for people that say, oh, that's the best way for you to become wealthy. He says not. So and he is uberly wealthy, right? And he does not have a house. He has a beautiful apartment in New York that costs him $6,000 a month. He said his cost $6,000 a month, and across the street where they own, they pay like 12 for the exact same kind of apartment.
Yeah.
And he said when he said he had a leak in the roof or something, he called the people who had to come fix the leak in the roof.
I mean, I feel like that's the best part of renter. Being a renter is you're not responsible for the maintenance because the maintenance. I mean, think of it as a car. You know, can you really afford it? Yes, you can go in there and drive off the lot in the Maybach or the Mercedes, but then now the maintenance, you got to get the oil change. Oil changes on luxury cars be $500, $600, $700.
My brother has a Mercedes. The rear view mirror fell off some kind of way. Mercedes, $800 to put the mirror. I said, boy, put some crazy glue on that thing. That was me being stupid. Put some crazy and stick it. He's like, no, I got I said $800 to put the mirror back. It was $800. But another thing too that when you think about renting, people who rent houses most of the time, I'm say most of the time because I know people, they feel like this is my house, so they try to take care of it. Right. It's not like it's a bad thing. They try to take care of it. But you got people, and let me just say this, because this is nothing but the truth. You can go and buy a house, but in reality, you rent that house. It's a lease. And you want to find out whether or not you own it, don't pay the mortgage.
Don't pay the mortgage.
Don't pay. I want to say something else. You know whether or not it's yours or not. Right. The only difference is you get a little bit of leverage because you can get to take money out the house if you have money in the house.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, I got this house and it's gonna bring me all this money. That's not how that worked. I had a house and all it did was drain me, suck me dry. And I'm talking about all my money. It sucked the life out of my soul. So you own a house, but you don't own the house. You're leasing the house for 30 years, unless you get fortunate to hit the lottery and pay that mother freak off. Now you got some equity in the house. But if that's not the case, don't pay your mortgage and see who owns it. You don't own it for real. And I get it. All the housing people, all the real estate people, well, that's not true. It is true. Don't pay all you got. I ain't got to argue with you. Don't pay them folks their mortgage.
Yep. I'm gonna be right back in that rental.
But this person and they got a really nice house, and they's like, I'm thinking about selling this motherfucker.
I mean,
I was like, oh,
I ain't mad at them.
Yeah, and they have a nice house. They was like, it's just the two of them, and they really don't need it, and it's stressing them out, and and I was like, oh, okay.
And it doesn't matter if it's a new construction or resale. New constructions have just as many problems, if not more, than resales. I mean, I lived in a new construction, and within that year, it was a rental, but it was a brand new construction. Within that year, the AC that went out twice, the heater that went out, and had to redo the roof. New construction.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, also, I'm not a fan of HOAs.
Neither, but you know what? Sometimes you need them because I ride through some blocks. I was like, they can't have an HOA.
I mean, I think
some of them blocks I ride, they're like, yeah, they cannot have an HOA.
I think we need to find a happy medium
because my HOA get on me for everything.
HOAs feel like they just have too much. Well, they do have too much authority.
Listen, Derek,
you can lose your house.
Listen, they sent me a picture in the spring, right? Now, my husband has a riding lawnmower, so the grass is always cut. Your yard is not right. Like, oh, so I went real. I know y'all lying. You know what they said to me? You got to turn the mulch over every spring and every fall.
How about you come turn my mulch over?
You got to turn the mulch over I was so mad. I said, excuse me? Because so the mulch is great in our yard. Mm-hmm. It was like a little bit like turning brown. That wasn't good enough.
That wasn't good enough.
Nope.
Well,
I was so mad. I said to my husband, see, this is why I don't like HOA, because this is stupid. I see people that got brown stuff in their yard. Do they get a call from my, hey, violation? When I get that thing in the mail, I'd be so mad at them.
So annoying.
Yes.
But look, the Harris plans will create tax breaks for home builders, focus on first-time buyers, and expand existing initiative for companies that construct rental housing. Because local zoning often restricts the supply of homes, she would also double the available funding to 40 billion to encourage local governments to remove the regulations that prevent additional construction.
Mm.
40 billion. Although Trump has made his reputation as a real estate developer, real estate data show there was a shortage of available housing during his presidency that has continued. Hmm. The real estate developer couldn't develop real estate. That's interesting. The shortage became more problematic when inflation jumped as the country recovered from the pandemic, faced higher food and energy costs after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, high inflation, the damaged approval ratings of President Joe Biden, who Republicans and some economists blame sparking the price run-ups with his pandemic aid. So mortgage rates climb. Know about that. Um, yeah, my everything went up on my mortgage. Went up by $400-500 a month.
Yeah. Since we're talking about housing, the Georgia Senate committee addresses homelessness amongst veterans here in Georgia. Now, what's interesting about this article is that we have a surplus of money, and we have about 2,000 homeless vets here in the state of Georgia. And they want to know why we can't put some of this money into homelessness for veterans. We got it just sitting there, which is crazy. Like that money can go to veterans. Some of that money can go to small business owners. It's just sitting there, and I would like to know why aren't we using it
They could
anyway?
have been used to expand Medicaid.
It could be right. Billions of dollars is sitting somewhere. That sounds crazy. So that money comes from the American Rescue Plan, and it's billions sitting in a surplus fund.
11 billion.
11 billion, and we got 2,000 homeless vets with 11 billion sitting in a surplus fund. Makes no sense.
Just sitting there.
Yep, it's unobligated,
Just
sitting there.
collecting interest.
Collect the interest. But interest to do what though?
Yeah, what
Like
they saying?
apparently Georgia's in a good financial state if you got 11 billion sitting in a fund in a surplus fund doing nothing. Anyway, we need housing for veterans and we need money for small businesses. And so if we have a surplus, how about we put it to good use? But that's the mindset of billionaires, right?
Oh, wow.
Some of them. We're gonna hoard all of this, especially the ones that are trying to do wrong. We're gonna hoard it all. But and why?
And collect interest.
And it's gonna collect interest. Anyway,
Well, the Cobb County Board of Commissioners considered a vote to end district map fight, and also it will remove one of its commissioners. So the Cobb County Board of Commissioners plan to vote this upcoming Tuesday on whether to accept the latest court ruling deeming its electoral map unconstitutional, a vote that could end its year-long fight over local redistricting power. But the process to revert to the state legislative drawing map, abandon the map drawn by the county, and to give Commissioner Jerica Richardson notice to vacate her seat as the board once again divided along party lines. I mean, they've been trying to get, everybody talking about how they've been attacking Lucy Macbeth. They've been giving Richardson over there in Cobb County the blues. They done wrote her out, wrote her back in, they sued. And so now she's in for now. But in 2022, rebuking state legislators who passed a map that drew Richardson, a Democrat, out of her seat mid-term, the county commission tried to pass its own map under a novel legal argument that it had the authority to do so, using House home rule power. Yeah, they tried to write their own map. That's interesting. That's done by the legislator.
If you don't say something, people will do what they want to do. It's up to you to say something. You sit back and you keep your mouth shut. People gonna do what they want to do.
Well, after a lengthy legal dispute, the judge struck down the county pass map as unconstitutional this past July, and county officials do not plan to continue fighting after the judge rejected their last-ditch legal effort to defend the map. So, with that being said, the Republican Commissioner Joanne said in a Monday board meeting that she does not support the proposal to acknowledge the judge ruling. She believes the county needs to take official action in undoing its prior his vote passing his own map. So, long story short, I guess is I don't know the breakdown. So they got 4 districts. Probably what look like is what 2-2, even split between Republicans, Democrat. Long story short, if they approve the state map, they will lose Richardson, Commissioner Richardson,
Who's a Democrat?
who was a Democrat,
Mm.
and she's been fighting for her seat since 2022. So she got elected in 2020. 22 was in the middle of her term, and so she would have been a two-year
Commission.
commissioner because they wrote her out. Like,
Wow.
and that's crazy how you just write somebody out. But they did that to Lucy. They did it.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do it to Lucy. They did it to Carolyn Bordeaux.
Yeah.
And so let's put that out there. They did it to Carolyn Bordeaux. And then
They pitted people
yeah,
against each other.
and then now since they chopped up Gwinnett into 4 congressional districts, Lucy then went back to Cobb County. So
So what does that mean? So she was in Gwinnett right now. She's going back to Cobb County. What does that mean for Gwinnett County? Is that an open?
now they got 4. They got 4 congressional. They got 4 representatives instead of maybe 1 or 2.
They got 4 representatives instead of 1 or 2. Okay.
Because the 7 took up most of Gwinnett
Okay.
in the redistricting.
But you said she's going back to Cobb
Yeah,
and she's in the 7th.
no, she's going back to her original seat, the 6th.
Where's she? Okay, she's going back to the 6th. So what does that mean for the 7th?
The 7 is no longer in.
Where is it? Oh, so it's gone.
Yeah, you got 13 and I think 13, 9, and whatever the other 2 are.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, look, we're gonna go.
There's only
Oh, go
like,
ahead.
I think it's only like maybe 20 districts in the whole state. Because once you get outside of Metro Atlanta, the rest of them are big. Like District 1 takes up almost the whole coast. Like,
Oh,
yeah, the rest of them are big. It's based off of population.
okay.
And so so Metro Atlanta is chopped up into a whole lot.
Because there's so many people in
Right.
Metro. Because Gwinnett alone Gwinnett has like over a million, and Cobb has over 700,000.
Then
I don't know how many.
yeah.
Fulton is larger, so
Yeah.
we got over a million here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell them how many in Fulton.
So yeah, it's based off of population. So once you get outside of Metro Atlanta, those congressional districts take up. I mean, it's like 3 or 4.
So where Rodney is 72.
Who's Rodney?
I guess yesterday, Derek. Forgive him, Rodney.
Hey, Rodney, you're right. So with Rodney, that's well, 72 is state. We're
Okay.
talking federal.
Okay.
And so I don't know what district that is, but
So see, Derek is a politician over here.
I'm not.
Okay, he is a political analyst over here.
That's a little better.
Okay.
A little better.
He really is a political analyst though. Like I can say anything about politics and he know. I was like the presidents, what they said in 1923, all of that. And that's not true. That's not what they said.
No, that's not what they said.
Yep. So look, we're gonna go to a commercial. We'll be right back after this commercial to bring you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Georgia. Stay tuned.
Why do 70% of aspiring authors never publish their work? Because they don't have Bookpreneur. Whether you're dreaming of publishing your memoir, a children's book, or the next great novel, Bookpreneur is your go-to source. Our weekly newsletter and video show offer step-by-step guidance and insider tips to help you navigate the publishing world. Don't let your masterpiece stay hidden. Join the Bookpreneur community today and start turning pages into profit. Subscribe now at www.bookpreneur.com.
Welcome to Southern Elite Contracting. We are your one-stop contractor, serving the southeastern United States. We specialize in full insurance restoration and offer an array of general contracting services. We provide remodel and restorations for kitchens, bathrooms, roofing, hail damage, fire, water, and more. Contact us today and let us restore your property.
Don't do that. All right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right. So down in Effing County, that sounds so.
It does.
Yeah.
Effing County.
The Effing County. Oh, I'm sorry. Effingham County.
Effingham.
On Monday, the Effingham County Sheriff Office issued a scam alert They posted on Facebook, we have yet another scam that is now targeting those who have been approved for business licenses in the county. The trickery part about this scam is that information being touted was indeed approved by Effingham County Board of Commissioners last week. However, the invoice you see below is not a real bill. If you get a bill from someone claiming to be from the Effingham County Planning and Zoning Commission, reach out to them. Reach out to reach, and then don't reach out to the number that's on the invoice. Go to the website, go to Effingham County, and look and verify that that's a legit bill. Because according to the sheriff office, the bill that's going out right now is not. It says some key notes to look at in the invoice. The email address that's attached to this is not real. Planning.effinghamsheriff@us-com. Yeah, so that's one of the main things that people need to look at when they get these stuff in the emails. Don't just look at it, hover over it and see what the real email is. Because sometimes you can look at it and it'll say real, but then when you hover over it, you'll see that it's a mask. Then it says the invoice states it needs to be paid by wire direct deposit. Said the county, the sheriff office say that if you receive a phone call of this manner, do not follow the instructions given. Hang up and immediately call the Effingham County Sheriff Office at 912-754-3449. That's 912-754-3449.
It's so funny why you were saying that. I got a whole thought in my head for something. I can't tell y'all on air because it's something that we probably need. But you know what's crazy? Pretty soon you're gonna have to go down to the office itself because people are so sophisticated.
That's how it was back in the day.
Oh my God, you're gonna have to go down there because people are so sophisticated right now, and the tech is so smart, so they can they can clone the whole daggone county site, and you still don't know if you're talking to the right people because it looks like extremely official. So yeah, everything, like everything. So you're gonna have to actually get in the car and go down to the location. And scammers are smart. I get an invoice every month talking about we paying you. Click here. No, no nothing. Just hey, your invoice hasn't been paid. There's no nothing.
I get the thank you for your payment, like a PayPal receipt.
Right.
Want you to click because obviously you like, what is this? You click on it.
Right. I go straight to PayPal website and sign in. Let me go see.
First of all, I don't have a PayPal, so if I'm getting it. I'm like, okay.
I don't have PayPal, but so be very careful because scammers are extremely, extremely smart, and they are finding all kind of ways to take advantage of people. Speaking of taking advantage of people, Donald Trump lawyers in Georgia. Segue. Donald Trump lawyers in Georgia's election subversion case requested Monday that the Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Williams and her office be removed from the case. They're arguing that she led intentional injection of false allegations of racism in a court proceeding. Seriously? You think they were false? I'm just saying. Like the man is, oh my Lord.
They say much of the filing in the court focus on a Speech Willis, who is black, made at a church in January. I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know she black?
No, I thought she was
something else. Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family is Cherokee.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I ain't black.
I was surprised.
My grandmama was Cherokee. They had this long hair and they about this tall. Yeah, I'm Cherokee. Yeah. I ain't black now.
I mean, I didn't know she was black. Thank you for pointing that out, though.
Okay, yeah.
Who is black?
Yeah.
In those remarks, Trump lawyers argue that she deliberately chose to play the race card in a calculated effort to bring public condemnation against the accused and deflect public attention away from her. I mean, y'all brought
the public attention to it.
Y'all brought something that was private. She was sleeping with a man who was going through a divorce, and y'all
thought that was a good thing to bring
out. Y'all attached to the man ex-wife,
right?
So that was. I mean,
let me tell you something. People can be bought. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
When I found out it was the ex-wife, or whatever she was, I was like, "Come on, man, we trying to fight for our life, and you still mad at Fonnie and him?"
Hey, man.
Oh Lord, have mercy! Like we over here fight for our life against Satan.
They put all business out there, though. Man.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, the dude.
Now she ain't got to hide. She ain't got to hide nothing else. Let me tell you something. I never knew. I heard the name Plies before. You know Plies?
Yeah.
I heard his name before. I never saw him. when she was on the stand, he had me dying. He's like, Lord have mercy, I love funny. Funny, 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 funny. When I tell you I was crying, Derek, that man had me crying because he did her name like funny, 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 funny.
And she done won at least the primary hands down easily.
Yeah.
No.
At the end of the day, like, I don't even know, but you know what? They had the audacity to put all the stuff out that they want with all of the stuff that they do. Like, it's the audacity for me. Look, stuff y'all put out in the world, all the things y'all doing, and y'all had to come back and say, hey, we want to fight against that.
Man, look.
Oh my Lord.
The Trump attorneys, they believe in the analogy, throw it to the wall, see if it sticks.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
And they have thrown everything they can at this lady, and it hasn't stuck so far. I mean, now don't get me wrong, it got some residue that left around, but most of the stuff that fell off.
It done fell off. Speaking of throwing stuff at the wall, what about this voter roll we got going on? What is it? What's going on?
So, well, as we have mentioned, a couple of weeks ago, that Georgia has implemented a site where you can go and remove yourself from the voter roll. There were some concerns amongst the people that was against it because anybody can go to that website and I can go in there and remove origin. They said that they had some security things in place because since the launch, they said Brad, Secretary of State, and Margie Taylor Greene was,
trying to remove folks.
Well, no, people were trying to remove them.
Oh, okay. Because she might remove a person.
And so, they said that shows that their system that they have in place is in fact working. But that's what those are popular people, famous people.
But that's what I was to say.
Joe Blow.
Right. So does that work just for them because they know people are gonna try to remove them, or does that work for everybody? Right. So do we have to go in there and test it out? I'm gonna go and test out some folks that I know that they probably ain't on the road though.
Be like, you know what?
The people I'm thinking about testing out, they probably ain't on the road anyway.
Right. Well, I've noticed since I've been in Georgia and in the last couple of years that whatever, it's almost like they have conference calls and figure out who can one up the other. But Texas governor and Georgia governor, they always seem to be doing in competition. Well, Texas just removed over 1 million people from the voter rolls. I mean, they do have a list of people, of the voters removed. But I saw one of them that said it said 6,500 people that was removed from the list were non-citizens. I have a question. How did non-citizens get on the voter roll in the first place?
Right.
So, like, help me understand that, being that you are a red state as well. How do you tough on immigration? How did you allow 6,500 people to get on
your voter roll?
Meaning, here in Georgia, look, if you want to make sure, do not wait till election day. Do not wait till the polls are open during early voting. Go visit mvp.sos.ga.gov to find out, one, to make sure you're still registered to vote, and then two, to check your polling location. And just because you check today, don't mean your polling locations will be the same when they open for election day. Now, the one easy way to not have to worry about that is early vote. Because when you early vote, you can vote at any polling location in your county, just all as long as you have your driver's license and they can pull you up. They can pull up your ballot. So that's what I do. I early vote.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't think I've ever voted on election day, and maybe I did it once, and it was crazy. The line was too long, and so I mean, of course, I stayed, but from that point forward, I never voted on election day. I always did early voting because you get in, get out, even if it is a line, you still get in, get out. You go to any location throughout the county. Most of the time I do vote at the same location because it's easy. But a lot of times I go to the headquarters, and because it's right around the corner from my wife's job. Go to the headquarters. We go together after work because it's open 7 to 7 usually here in Gwinnett County. And so go right after my wife get off of work at 5 o'clock, go over there and, be in there 5-10 minutes.
I didn't know with early voting you could vote anywhere. I thought you still had to vote in your county and stuff like that.
Well, you have to vote in your county.
Okay.
Anywhere in your county.
anywhere in your county.
Yeah.
You can go vote. That's
Can't-
really cool.
You can't live in Gwinnett and be going to Cobb County trying to
Well, I
count.
can tell you one thing,
That's
we need
bad.
to really push early voting like crazy, because I feel like this is a way for everybody to know whether or not they're still on the polls and they don't need a location.
Well,
So
back in the day, and back in the day, it probably was like the 90s and early 2000s. Churches used to, because I mean, well, back in the day in the 60s, but even then in the 90s and the early 2000s, churches used to do souls to the polls. It usually either be the first Sunday or the last Sunday of early voting. Well, churches in the neighborhood get together and they get buses and vans, and then they all go to souls to the polls.
We
I'm
need to do
not
that this
seeing it
year.
anymore. Churches are not organizing.
They need
The
to organize this year.
NAACP. Where y'all at? I'm not trying to call y'all out. I'm just saying, where y'all at? Where's the NAACP? Where's all these other organizations? Why aren't we working together? In Gwinnett, they got the Ebony Society, the New Georgia Project, Rev Up. Where are y'all at? Work together, get together, and mobilize, getting these people to vote. Now, the exciting thing about the Souls to the Poll is not telling you who to vote for.
Right.
It's just getting you to the polls to vote. When I tell you, that's that mass mobilization. One, it gets the minorities out to vote because churches, but that any church. I told someone the most segregated day in America is Sunday.
Mm.
Here, you got the black churches and the white churches and the Hispanic churches, and you got, the most, it's a Sunday. We need to all come together, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Muslims, all that, come together and go vote.
And we can't be so comfortable thinking like Kamala got it in the bag. We can't be comfortable like I know it's a lot of hoopla and rah rah rah, but if you can see, just in the state of Texas, they are doing everything they can to stop this. Even if they're not publicly saying stuff, there are some people who just don't want to see it happen. So they're going to go out their way to make sure it doesn't happen. So we can't be so comfortable and cocky like, oh, we got this in the bag, because we ain't got it in the bag till it's in the bag. Let me say that. So we did that the last time. We thought we had,
with Hillary,
and we didn't have it. We got to get people out to vote. We need to do early voting. We need to talk about souls to the polls. We need to create a campaign here, a church campaign that we do a mail to all the churches. Hey, first Sunday, whatever is souls to the polls.
Souls to the polls.
We need to get them. We need people got to go vote.
That's live.
Cast Loud, we're gonna be sending out. Now I'll go on location that day.
You'll be out there.
Yes.
Souls to the polls.
We're gonna be out there. Souls to the polls. Who you voting for? Why you voting? What you voting for? You ain't gotta tell us who you voting for. But you can tell. We need to be out because this election is so important. We cannot drop the ball and feel like we got it in the bag. We ain't got it in the bag till it's in the bag in January 6th. We up there saying that's when it's in the bag.
And nobody has it in the bag. Red or
that's right. It's not in the bag until it's in the bag. And I feel like right now people are feeling like, she's raising all this money and she's doing all these things and she's doing this tour. We got it. We ain't got it till we got it. And
the thing is the polls been off the last several elections.
Yep.
I mean,
so I don't pay
Romney thought he was winning.
I don't pay that thing no attention. I ain't pay, I want the election, the final election results is what I pay attention to. Here's the thing. We got to make sure that people are getting to them polls. So we got to sit here after this show and put together a letter campaign and mail it to all of the churches that we can. You want to donate to that? You want to donate and buy some stamps? We take stamps. Send the stamps over here. We'll give you a PO box. You can send some stamps and some envelopes and some paper and some ink, and we'll get it done. We can all listen. We play your part. You may not be able to leave your house, but you can send us a book of stamps. We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We got to get people to vote. We can't not be cocky and think that it's all good because all this money floating around, hundreds and hundreds of don't mean nothing. You talked about the person who won the election, had all these big names behind her and all this money behind the other person, and this other little person if it won. We can't be cocky.
We're gonna say little person, but
I mean,
yeah,
she ain't little, but
she definitely,
but she didn't have the support of all the big dogs.
She definitely
she didn't have the purse string of all the big dogs, right?
Right.
And she won. We can't be cocky.
And I ain't talking about barely. She
was it a landslide?
Oh man, twice.
Oh God. See?
She led going into the runoff. And then let's say she had a 4,000 vote lead into the runoff. And then, normally runoff, it'd be a tighter vote. Man, she ended up extending that to like 10,000.
Right. We can't be cocky. We got to make sure that people listen. Get out to vote. If you don't know where you vote at, if you want to make sure your name is still on the rolls, mvp.sos.ga.gov.
Yeah. And the reason, and I know we're talking national, but the reason why these elections matter is because local. As most people in the Metro Atlanta area, in Cobb and Gwinnett specifically, which is our headline for the day, you know, they knew about 287G. That's all they talked about during the 2020 campaign. 287G, 287G.
Explain to me what that is, because a lot of people don't know what 287G is.
So 287G was a U.S. immigration custom law enforcement program that sheriffs were able to opt into, so they can opt out or opt into. It basically made sheriff deputies ICE agents once the people made it to jail, and so during that time, people was getting pulled over and arrested for not having a driver's license
Right.
or blinker, a light bulb or things like that. Things that I've learned over the years that an officer does have discretion to take you to jail behind.
Yeah.
If any traffic violation is an arrestable offense, the officer has the discretion. And so when people say, "Oh, well, that was breaking," it was breaking crime anyway. Well, if you ever gotten a ticket for doing anything while you was driving, you could have went to jail as well. The officer chose not to. The officer chose to give you a ticket. Well, during the 287G, if they pulled you over because you crossed the white line and then they find out, oh, you're not a citizen, they could have taken you to jail instead of giving you a ticket and let the courts deal with it. And so in Cobb County and in Gwinnett, the sheriffs that ran and won, they promised that they were going to remove the counties from the 287G program. Well, they did. Well, but ironically, 3 years later, last month, the Georgia controversial new immigration law, House Bill 1105, took effect, requiring, not optional,
Yeah.
requiring all 159 county sheriffs in Georgia to apply for 287G or an unspecified similar federal immigration enforcement partnership. So yeah, so basically now that's the 287G or some form of federal immigration enforcement is back on the table. And a lot of the people that was against 287G, they said it opened it up for profiling, as we all know, as driving while black, it could be an issue. As Trump has said that he believes stop and frisk should be back allowed to play. Again, that leads to racial profiling, because I'm walking down the street, all of a sudden I look suspicious because I'm black walking down the street.
Right.
Not because I'm suspicious, I'm fidgety, or I'm just walking down the street. I'm walking my dog, or I'm jogging in the neighborhood. We've seen it multiple times. I know on TV it's acting, but we've seen it multiple times where a black person is jogging or walking down the street, police pull up, they jack him up and come to find out they're a police officer.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have said something. He shouldn't have to acknowledge that he's a police officer. So in order to not to be harassed while walking down the street. So this is what that's bringing back, according to the people that are against the 287G. They say they feel like the law enforcement will now target certain communities that they feel like have a large number of undocumented people living in the area.
And what does that mean? That means that people are not going to report crimes. They're not going to do that now because they feel like they're going to be profiled. It's going to be, it was a bad thing in the beginning. It's going to be worse now because now you got a candidate who hates them. That's all he talks about, how bad he thinks they are, just making up stuff. I want to say something else, but we try to keep it PG. Just making up stuff as we go, just targeting people. And people think that's okay. My uncle said something very similar to me. He said, letting all them people come over here. I said, that's not true. Stop believing the hype. That is not true. People are not coming over here committing crimes. It's folks that's living here already committing all these crimes. Not saying that some of them people aren't, but you can't blame. But he's that easily brainwashed by listening to what they say. I had to set him straight, like, nah, bro. Now I know how you gonna vote, but let me tell you why that's not true. So when you got older people and they're sitting there watching that stuff and they see this video and you see all these people cutting through a hole and coming over here, I say, look at them people. Them people trying to escape for a better life. They're not coming over and saying I'm about to do now. Will some of them be criminals? Yes.
Right.
But 95% of them are not.
Yeah.
And so now you got this law that's back on the books. If you even look a certain way, and all of this is to prevent people from going to the freaking polls. That's what it's about. Because I'm afraid if I go, they may stop me and they may send me back. I ain't voting because they're afraid. And that's all. It's a fear tactic. Now I'm just wondering if Texas is gonna be sloppy seconds on this.
I mean,
You know,
they are a little closer to a border than you think.
yeah, so they may come along, be sloppy seconds on this type of bill as well. We don't know, but what we do know is we have to make sure that people understand that you're okay and that you need to be registered and you need to double check and make sure your names are on those back on the polls at the
And with programs like 287G, it caused fear amongst the community.
yeah.
I mean, my wife was Hispanic, and just last night we was in the car, and she's like, "Oh man, I'm riding dirty." I'm like, what you mean you're riding dirty? Well, she left her purse at the house, which means she didn't have her ID.
Yeah.
The fact that she's scared or paranoid that, oh man, we get pulled over and she don't have identification, I'm all of a sudden,
A criminal.
yeah, I'm a criminal. I'm illegal when she's born and raised and all that. So it stokes fear because
Yeah.
now you got citizens who could possibly be, she's a passenger. She's not driving.
Yep.
She's a passenger. She's like, man, I'm riding dirty. I'm like, man,
That sounds terrible.
So, but she was serious though. She
But
was
I
like,
know, but I'm saying it sounds terrible
she's
that
like,
she
I'm
just
just glad you didn't get pulled over, nothing, because if she gets stopped or if I get stopped and they checking people in the car, she'll have an ID.
right.
you
And
know.
then Derek is not gonna sit there quietly while they do that. So that's gonna be a problem. So you got two problems in that car with yes. Please make sure you need to put an extra ID in the car for her just for that reason.
Yeah, just need to make sure I mean, that's why programs like this are problematic because, yes, they're targeting illegals or they're trying to crack down on illegal aliens or people that's undocumented, but then it brings fear on people that are here legally or
Yeah.
that are citizens, not even here legally, they're citizens. They're born and raised. And but now she has to make sure she keeps her
She
identification
looks a certain
because
way, so now
right,
she's
yeah,
suspect. So
right,
that's terrible. And I
yeah.
think that's a terrible way to live, to be living in
And
fear
she
like
worked for
that.
the government.
Right. But at the end of the day, she ain't got the ID,
Right.
ma'am. You just got here. You just came over the board. So, that could go wrong in so many ways. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we need to make sure that so what can we do about that? They put it, they signed it in. So is there anything that the Georgians can do about that?
Well, it say, of course, everything, especially that's attached to the federal, it ties back to the election. So even with the jails referring to undocumented to ICE, the federal government ultimately decides who to prioritize for deportation. So in that way, the importance of the 287G agreement could depend on the results of the presidential election in November. So again, if Trump win, it's definitely going to be problematic for they're going to make sure that agreement and then that's not just Georgia. That agreement that's a federal agreement. So that means it's accessible. Any sheriff in the country can be part of that program.
Is it a requirement for any sheriff, or is it just a requirement
It's
here
a
in Georgia?
requirement here in Georgia because of the new law. But it said we don't expect for the law to fundamentally change the way people live their lives
Why
with
not?
the federal enforcement priority that is focused on violent criminals, which is what's happening now. So that's what changed when Biden got into office was okay, if someone that's been living here, yes, they're undocumented, but they haven't caused any problem. They got pulled over for traffic, failure to signal, what have you, and that's why they in the system. They're not going to prioritize deportate. They're gonna prioritize. They in the system, so now they're documented. Now they need to go through the process to get whatever they need to do to become legal. but violent criminals, they deport those immediately. So, but that could change. Again, that can change. Federal enforcement can change every time there's an executive branch change. Every time there's a new president, federal enforcement can change.
Yeah, well, I hope they change that. I mean, I get it. We don't want crime in the country. We don't, but we don't want to also make people feel uncomfortable in their own country. You know, Derek's wife is Hispanic, but she was born and raised in the United States. But when you see her, you know she's definitely of an immigrant background. Like, that's her. You can see that. So, and then knowing Derek like I know him, it ain't gonna be a quiet situation. So,
Go ahead, you can take her.
right, it won't be. It will not. So anyway,
So he said former President Trump has promised to carry out an unprecedented mass deportation program if he is reelected.
of course he has. Y'all better get to the polls. Souls to
So-
the polls. Yeah, all y'all. We gonna
Unprecedented mass
yeah,
deportation.
we gonna do our part. We gonna keep doing our part over here at the Good Morning Georgia show, and we gonna pull together a little campaign. We're gonna do some mailings, make sure these churches get these buses, and they're gonna do a sermon on the bus and get onto them polls.
Okay, real quick. It said President Biden in 2020 pledged to end all Trump era 287G agreements, which accounted for the vast majority and limited the program use. But 135 agreements still remain on the books nationwide, all dated from Trump administration. No new 287G agreements have been signed under the Biden administration.
Except for this one.
Well, they haven't been signed yet.
No. Okay.
The law went into effect last month. And so as of this article, which came out yesterday, no new agreements have been signed yet.
I don't know. So I feel like all this stuff is just a way to make sure that man get back in the White House.
Oh, well, so that's the caveat. So the Georgia bill requires sheriffs to apply for the federal partnership. If the Biden administration rejects it, then
I hope they reject it.
well, they haven't. They say no new. But again, if Trump administration get in, they will be approved. And so, yeah.
All right, we're going to a commercial. We will be right back after this commercial to bring you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Georgia. So stay tuned.
Did your business accept Visa or MasterCard anytime between January 1st, 2004 and January 24th, 2019? If so, then you may qualify to share in one of the largest class action settlement payouts in history, a staggering $6.1 billion. Visa Inc. and MasterCard Inc. agreed to settle this case and were ordered to repay merchant processing interchange fees overpaid by their customers. To be included, you must opt into the list of participating merchants by August 30th, 2024. You will not be included unless you officially opt in. No personal documents or statements are required. To apply, we need your business name and basic contact information. For more information and how to get your share of this $6.1 billion, text NOISE to 26786. Again, text NOISE to 26786. That's NOISE to 26786. Remember, the deadline is August 30th, 2024.
In a world where business and sustainability intersect, the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, or GWC, stands as a beacon of empowerment and innovation. Our mission: to empower women in business while fostering a culture of sustainability within our community. We're not just about business growth. We're about eco-friendly practices, about encouraging a healthier, more sustainable future for all. Through innovative tools, equipment, and education, we're supporting the success of women entrepreneurs and promoting a greener tomorrow. Our vision stretches beyond the present. We see a future where GWC is a leading force in the promotion of women's entrepreneurship and environmental stewardship. A vibrant community where women in business thrive alongside a commitment to sustainability. We're making the Gwinnett region a model for inclusive economic growth and ecological balance. We are the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, where business meets sustainability. Join us in shaping the future.
Welcome back. Well, we both, God, both of them like we tired.
I was looking at it anyway.
I was yawning over here like I've been yawning. I've been yawning all day.
All right.
I'm tired though.
Well, as we wrap up summer, we fall and winter is what's next. According to the AJC, plan now for a COVID fall and winter. New vaccines, free tests are coming soon. Still in the throes of summer wave COVID cases, Americans are waiting for updated vaccines and arrive early this week. So basically, long story short, as the temperature drop, the COVID numbers are expected to rise. There has been a wave this summer of people, thinking it's a summer cold, as we reported a couple of days ago, not last week, that think it's COVID until proved otherwise. So if instead of thinking, oh, I just got a cold or sinuses, go get tested. And then if you get tested twice and it comes back negative, then move forward into doing whatever you need to do to get better again. But the worst thing to do is walk around thinking it's something and it's really worse. Cause now you're spreading it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell the adults the same thing that they tell the kids. If you're sick, stay home. If you're sick, stay home. Don't go to work knowing that you're sick, coughing up a lung, sneezing, and contaminating all your coworkers. Stay at home.
Yeah.
If you can work from home, work from home. If you can't, take some time off. If you got PTO, use it.
Yeah.
Because guess what? When you die, all they're gonna do is, they're not gonna write that check to your family. Oh, well, here go the PTO that they left. No, that's going right on back to the company. Moving on. Use your PTO.
Some people still don't believe COVID is real.
I mean,
that baffles my mind.
Yeah, some people are. I had COVID 4 times. Okay, 5th one gonna take you out.
Yeah. I don't play around.
I don't believe in the but did you get the jab? Why is that do you walk around, do people ask you, did you get your smallpox shot? Did you get your chickenpox shot? Why are you asking people, did they get the COVID vaccine?
Because
does it matter?
They felt like that was like a conspiracy. It wasn't.
Did you take your blood pressure medication last night?
Right. They felt like that was a conspiracy. It was like something to hold them back. I don't know. I don't even like talk. So they're like, I'm about to talk about COVID. I hate talking about COVID.
Well,
I know we need to, and we need to, but it's one of those things that's gonna be forever burned into my mind that I wish I could just erase, but I can't.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they say the numbers are up, but speaking of COVID, a biotech company here in Georgia, was just awarded $60 million in federal funding to create
a new virus to kill us.
Not a new virus, a vaccine. What are you talking about?
Whatever.
Alrighty then. And so a new vaccine, not even a new vaccine, just to update the current vaccine. Vaccines go through, just because it's COVID, everybody, but vaccine, you're not taking the same vaccine shot that you took in 1982 for measles. That gets updated over time. And so a company called GeoVax, one of 2 Georgia biotech companies that have recently received a combined total of more than $60 million in federal funding. So it's part of a $5 billion project. NextGen is pushing innovative vaccines that provide stronger protection against COVID than the original vaccines on the market. Like I say, that happens. That's nothing new because it's COVID. People are all on edge, but that's nothing new. It's not the same chickenpox vaccine that I took. I don't think I ever had chickenpox.
I didn't either. My brother got it when he was 21.
Yeah.
So when people like they got chickenpox, I be like,
well, I think grown folks they call shingles.
They call it shingles. He got it. He was 21 years old. I'm never gonna forget. Came home from college, and so we quarantined him to the front of the house. Do not leave out the front of this house, bro.
And so I remember when I went to college. I don't know if they still require it now, but when I went, we had to get the meningitis shot because that was real bad. Yeah, because that was real. Spreadable. And so,
mono and all that kind of stuff.
I don't think they have a vaccine for mono.
I don't know. Do they should have one?
I mean, you just stop kissing everybody.
I never had measles either. My brother had
I never
measles.
had measles.
Like he had me. So I was born here in Georgia, even though I was raised in Jersey. When we were little, my brother had measles. I'm never gonna forget this. My brother had measles. So down south in Albany, you don't go to the doctor. You come up not the back then. You come up with your own creations for everything. Like you whoop up something and you got something.
Really?
So listen,
But
my brother had mumps. Right, his face was swollen up like this big. My
brother
mother
had all the damn. I mean, all the stuff.
He did.
Mumps,
He did.
chicken pox.
He had it all. He had the mumps. And then my mother put this diaper around his head and stuffed it with sardine. And he was sitting on the back porch. I was sitting right next to him, like, "You all right?" He stink too.
I know, but you a good big sister. I was
I
like,
am
bro,
a
you
big
stink.
Ask my brother.
Bro, you
I'm the best
stink.
big sister.
Well, the thing is, I think so. The reason why I never had it, and I think the reason why a lot of people have never had it, is the vaccines. You know, because those were big during, I guess, the 70s,
Yeah, but
early
I'm not
80s.
like 11 months apart.
I'm just saying. I mean, just
He
I
stunk.
mean, some people get them.
Did have something. I had something called impetigo, and I would get it every summer. So every summer, I would just break out with these blisters all over me. So again, we don't go to doctor. So my grandma would take some kind of stuff and whip it up and put it in there and put some powder on top of it. This all and wrap me up. So for like half the summer, I looked like a mummy. And then after it healed up, then I was good.
Yeah, sweating. But so the FDA last week approved updated COVID vaccines arriving now at doctor offices and pharmacies and intend to protect against the current circulating versions of the virus. New vaccines under development through Project NextGen won't be on the market for several years and is still in the midst of testing. So now the one thing that I do find interesting is they only talking about COVID vaccines. They're not talking about any of the other vaccines or updating of the other vaccines. So, but we know that happens because, like I say, they're not giving the same vaccine that they gave 5, 6 years ago. Like you know, my kids haven't had anything. Dominique had anything?
Dominique had
Oh, big her business. I'm telling you, because I mean, you know,
COVID.
that's the purpose of the vaccine.
She
People,
had
you know,
COVID.
yeah, we all had that.
Dominique
People
did.
feel like, you know, the vaccine, 1%, 1% of the people in the whole country to get sick from the vaccine, and they saying, oh, the vaccine, but when you have millions among millions of people who have lived their life healthy with with vaccines, is a proof that they work. Now, I can't speak for COVID because that's still new, but for people who are like myself and are like a lot of people in my generation or younger who have never had some of these diseases that was going on. I mean, but you go all the way back to smallpox. You ain't never get smallpox. You ain't never get polio, like
Yeah.
because those were the vaccines that was created to, you know. Now, ever since I've been getting the flu shot, I think I've gotten the flu twice. Before I got the flu shot, ironically, before I got the flu shot, I had swine flu,
Oh,
and I had the one after that. It wasn't a bird, but I had both of those flus, and so after I went to the hospital in 2018, and stop playing with the phone. 2018, they said they recommend I get the flu shot. And I haven't had the flu since labor months.
okay.
So
I never had the flu shot. My mom used to take all the shots. She would take a pneumonia shot. She would take the flu shot. And ironically, when COVID first came on the scene, she was like, "I'm gonna go take the flu." And we were like, "We're not taking any COVID. We don't know what that is." And nobody in my family was gonna take that until we lost her to COVID. And she was the only one who said she was gonna take it. She passed in January. The vaccine was available in February.
she would have been the first one.
She would have been the first in line.
She had underlying conditions.
Yep. So she was it. So yeah, I don't know.
I took mine, and you know, people can say what they want to say about the vaccines, about COVID, but I did not get COVID until this year. And I feel like the vaccine had a lot to do with it. Because anybody that know, I was especially during 2020, you know, I was campaigning, I was in these streets, I was out here knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Then as we continued, you know, in 21, 22, I chambering, networking, and so stayed kept my distance and put my precautions in, but I felt so defeated when I found out I had COVID. I was
Mm.
like, dang.
Yeah, somebody just recently told me they had COVID. Like, oh, I missed 4 years. Just told me that. Somebody said I missed 4 years and I got. Oh, my cousin, the one that I talked about last week, like she never got it, and she was in the hospital. She not only did she get it, she was hospitalized in ICU.
Yeah, see, I'm lucky mine wasn't that bad, but also, again, and at just my own testimony, I just feel like because I had the vaccine and the booster or what have you, that maybe that's why I had such mild symptoms. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's move on.
Yeah.
Um, Former Georgia First Lady Sandra Dill spent decades in Hall County schools as a student, a teacher, and a parent. Now, a school in the county bears her name, celebrating her legacy and as an advocate for education and children's literacy. Former Governor Nathan Dill and Hall County schools officials and students dedicated the brand new Sandra Dunnigan Dill Elementary School Monday. So when you do good things, they name stuff after you.
Yep.
Right.
Good deal.
That's a good. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. She was dedicated to education,
Yeah.
and because of that, she got a school named after her. And you have to, you gotta show love to the people that show love back. And she apparently, it said as a student, so she's been in that school in Hall County as a student in Hall County
For a long time.
for a long time.
Long time. They say the building that sits in Gainesville, just across the street from the near technical college, where a building on campus is named after Governor Dill.
As
So
after her husband.
yeah, so that's cool. That's neat.
Miss Dill passed away in 2022 from breast cancer. Speaking of breast cancer, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce is going to be partnering with Macy's to have a Vendors Day at Macy's in Duluth. So for more information about that, go to GwinnettWomen'sChamber.com and see how you can join us for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Again, my mom, 2 bouts of breast cancer, survived both of those, did not survive COVID. Did not. So these things are real.
Yeah.
All right. Georgia women's basketball lands a commitment from the Cuba 5-star prospect. Shout out to the Cuba, got somebody going to the Dogs. Yes, so the Georgia women's basketball picked up 5-star recruit for their class of 2025 late Monday evening. Her name is Audrey Beckham. Shout out to the Audreys.
RGB.
Or right. She AB like me. AB baby, AB. She's 5'11", 5'11", hails from the Decula, where she attends Hebron Christian Academy School, also plays volleyball and flag ball. My baby about to play volleyball.
Oh, okay. Can she even hit the ball?
I don't know, but she about to play volleyball, so I'll be on the sidelines acting a straight fool. Dominique showed me her little volleyball outfit the other day. She had like knee pads and all that stuff, and she playing t-ball on the spring.
Oh, she was doing it all.
And we gotta keep her
Doing it all.
keep her moving. Anyway, Audrey ranked number 30, ranked the number 30 prospect in the class of 2025 by ESPNW, choosing to stay over renowned programs like Indiana. Yeah, that's my nephew going to Indiana. You ain't want to go to the Hoosiers, girl? Florida, Auburn, Florida State, Mississippi State, and Baylor. She's like, nope, I'm staying home. I'm playing right here with the Dogs. So go Dogs. Audrey, I'm looking for you, girl. I'm gonna check you out. Maybe you're gonna go to the Dream after the Dogs. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
No, she's like, she ain't going away. Some people don't want to leave home, and she don't have to because Georgia's pretty all right by me.
Don't have to. Well, the Valdosta Fire Department to hold a 9/11 5K memorial run. 9/11, we coming up on that. That's in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So join the Valdosta Fire Department September 7th for the 4th annual Valdosta Fire Department 9/11 5K run, where they honor the heroes of September 11, 2001. And so I just want to put that out there. So if anybody want to participate, check out Valdosta Fire Department. Go to tinyurl.com/VFD Memorial 5K.
All right, you wanted some fresh fruits and vegetables. The Sugar Hill Farmers Market is happening this evening at 4 p.m. So the farming market is happening, and it's going to be located at 4985 West Broad Street, Northeast in Sugar Hill. Go on out there, get you some fresh fruit and vegetables from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And take them back home. Look, I'm making squash casserole today. Yeah,
Okay.
It's going down.
I like squash, but I don't know if I like casserole.
It's good though.
Squash.
It's good there. It's simple. It's just cheese and onion and black pepper and salt. Tastes really good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
so
take your word.
yeah, I'm making that today.
I
I
take
don't know what I'm
your
making to
word.
go with it though. Also another farmers market happening today. In Auburn. Auburn. So if you want more, if you're not in the Sugar Hill area, but you are in the Auburn area, I'm talking about Auburn, Georgia, not Auburn, Alabama. Is it Auburn, Alabama? Yeah, not talking about that one.
That's
Talking
what
about Georgia.
Charles Barkley went to school at.
Okay, I ain't talking about that one. I'm talking about the one in Georgia.
Auburn University.
Right. So that is also free to attend. It's from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. this evening. So again, if you're looking for some fresh vegetables and fruit, going over to the farmers market over in Auburn, 4th Avenue, Auburn. It's in Auburn at 4th Avenue. I guess it's the whole Auburn Avenue over there, 4th Avenue, the whole street, but 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
All right. Sounds good.
All right,
I
I
need to
ain't
go get me some fresh fruit.
and-
That's a spot in Loganville that I want to check out. They call it 3 Peas in a Pod.
Oh, that sounds cute.
They posted this the other day, and I want to get
Does
it.
that watermelon have seeds in it?
They got seeds and
Okay,
seeds.
good, good. I'm messing around. Listen, if you buy any kind of fruit that does not have a seed, it's genetically modified.
I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know if that's true.
That's true.
Okay.
What fruit you know don't have a seed?
I'm not.
Look it up.
I'm not-
I ain't eating no
I'm
fruit
not
that
a
don't have
fruit.
seeds.
I'm not a fruitologist. So I don't know.
I'm not a fruitologist either, but I know that my whole life I had watermelon with seeds, and all of a sudden now I don't have no seedless grapes. Well, how you grow the grapes if there's no seeds?
I'm about to get me some of this yellow.
Take the peel off and throw it in the ground and let it grow. Come on, stop it playing. Then people done genetically modify that stuff. Listen, get you a watermelon with some seeds in it when you go to the farmer's market. You probably gonna get good stuff from the farmer's market. It came straight out the country. When I was a little girl, my uncle, I always got a story, right?
Every soldier got a story.
So you got a story. When I was a little girl, my Uncle Ed used to come from Sylvester,
Uncle Ed, Sylvester. What type of
Georgia.
is this a real story?
This is a real story. Uncle Ed used to come to Albany and he would bring us some peaches and watermelons and a whole bucket of snap beans. And we used to hate to see the snap beans. You know why?
Why?
We had to snap them. So my grandmother, everybody get on the porch. Me and my brother sitting on the side of the porch because it was one of them high porches sitting on the bricks. And we sit on the side of the porch, legs hanging off the side, and we're snapping snap beans. And then guess what? We snap them all the way to the nighttime. And guess what happens? The mosquitoes come out and tear you up. But they didn't because they had a smoke can. I know I'm talking to somebody in Albany right now.
Smoke can.
They had a smoke can. They would take a piece of towel or something or a t-shirt and put that joke in the smoke can and light it on fire. Ain't no mosquitoes gonna bother you. So we're gonna snap these beans until you tell me how to go to bed for school. That's when I was a little girl.
That was what, 1962?
No, I wasn't born then.
Oh, I'm just trying to get a
Wasn't born then.
grasp on
No,
how far back we
ain't going that far.
were you in the fields too?
No,
No?
wasn't in the fields. That's
Oh,
before
man.
I didn't see cotton until I was 9. I didn't know what cotton looked like in real life till I was 9, and that was at my grandmother's funeral. Like we literally had a cotton field by family plot in our family church.
What y'all pictures they had the funeral?
No, our church sat on this land. Our family church sat on this land where our family plot was, and there was a cotton field next to it. And so when they buried my grandmother, I was asking my aunt, I said, "What is that says cotton?"
Cotton, man. That's cotton.
And it had a seed in it.
The cotton picking, well, I mean, it is growing.
I just told you about the watermelon. You said you didn't know if it's true.
I mean, well, I can imagine if, anyway.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
That was my first time seeing it. I had never seen cotton. So yeah. And it had a seed, y'all.
I never seen cotton up close. Like I never just went out there and picked some cotton.
I kept it for a long time. I don't know what I kept it and put it inside of a frame because I was like, wow, real cotton. It feels just like cotton, like a cotton ball. It's crazy.
Hey, you ever grow up where you get in trouble? They be like, you must be out of your cotton picking mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now we know where it come from.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna go to our last commercials and we're gonna come back and Derek's gonna give you his words of inspiration for the day before we say la vie.
Yes, I got some words of inspiration to inspire the nation.
Okay, now we'll be right back.
MD Communications Group, a complete networking hub. Trend technologies to your way. Struggling with your network provider? Bad internet, television, and mobile phone services? Let's resolve this together with MD Communications Networking Hub. Slow internet, bad television, bad cell phones, services, and want to save more? Choose us. What makes us unique? Economical deals, distant coverage, best rates. fastest speed and bandwidth, maximum channel options, clear signal coverage. Stay stress-free. Try our best residential and commercial high-speed internet, television, and mobile phone services. Let us manage your stress. Contact us today. Visit our website, thecommunicationsmd.com, or call on 770-421-5598.
Hey there, creative souls. Are you ready to unlock your full potential and join a community that truly gets you? Welcome to the Indie Creative Collective. Imagine a vibrant space where podcasters, musicians, video creators, writers, filmmakers, and so many more come together. This isn't just any group, it's a free, membership-based collective that meets monthly, offering a treasure trove of opportunities for collaboration and exchange. Here, passion is the driving force. Every member is deeply committed to their craft and keen on monetizing their skills. Picture this. Each gathering is a stage where you can present your current projects, showcase your ongoing work, get constructive feedback, and elevate your art to new heights. But that's not all. These meetings are a goldmine of industry insights. We share what trends are making waves and which practices to steer clear of. This open exchange ensures that you're always in the loop with the latest knowledge and best practices in your field. The Indie Creative Collective is more than just a network. It's a breeding ground for innovation, a support system for creatives striving to make a living from their art, and a hub for like-minded individuals to connect and create together. Whether you're an established creative or just starting out, this collective is the perfect place to find inspiration, enhance your skills, and connect with fellow creatives committed to turning their artistic endeavors into profitable ventures. So what are you waiting for? Join the Indie Creative Collective today and embark on a journey of creativity, collaboration, and success. Stay creative, my friends.
Creative, my friends.
Listen, the Indie Creative Collective, that is a group of, it's free. Let me say that because, people don't even want to spend no money. But if you think you are a writer or want to be one, if you are a podcaster and want to be one, if you are a video caster and want to be one, if you are a film producer and want to be one, join us. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be at Tacos and Tequila over in Snellville, tequila. The second Wednesday of every month. Hang out, come out, share your podcast with us, share your video with us, share your film with us. If you got a book, if you want to do spoken word, we got the back room of Tacos and Tequila. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you get to talk about your industry, what's going on, and you get to network. So this is all for fun, but a little bit of business.
A little bit of business.
Little business. So you got your podcast going on, your book going on. You got bring your book because you never know. Somebody may want to buy your book. Bring your book. If you want to set up an author signing on the corner over there, go and do your thing. It's all for fun and to get to know each other and to build a community around the arts. If you're an artist, if you paint sneakers, if you paint canvases, come on out, join us.
All right. So as we wrap up for the day, I think today was a good show. What do you think?
I think all of them be good. I was a little bit afraid. Let me just say this. I was a little bit afraid, right? Because I felt like we should be kind of buttoned up because
I think we're getting there.
I don't want to get buttoned up though. I want us to be just like this.
You don't want
this is the real. No. But this is the real us. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is the real us. And part of me was worried about what people were going to think, because we over here, sometimes we act silly, but I like doing it like this. It gives me life. Like, I don't feel so stuffy.
Man, I stopped worrying about how people felt when they stopped responding to my text messages and answering my phone calls.
Okay, well, I mean, I had to live with that for a second. I had to live with, what are people going to think?
No shade.
What I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm just talking about me. I had to live with that whole thing because we are presidents twice over, companies and organizations. And sometimes, you want people to support what you do, but if you get up there and say something they don't like or don't necessarily agree with, that can be kind of detrimental to what you're trying to do. But I feel like this show, I'm being my authentic self. For people who know me, they know that this is who I am. I don't hardly bite my tongue. Derek said I always want stuff my way, which I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Look, I said this about 2 weeks ago. I see why he keep quiet. She just looked at him. She wanted to slap it. I know. I see exactly why.
That's not true.
And
We do this show. When this show comes on, if I wanted things my way, we definitely would not have that ticking countdown thing. That is not my idea. So that's not true.
okay, so since we're gonna talk about that, I asked for 2 minutes. We get 30 seconds.
You got the ticket, don't you?
See, again.
Well, it's a compromise.
Good morning, Georgia.
It's a compromise.
Good morning. As the sun rises on a new day, remember that each morning begins with endless possibilities. Today is your canvas. Paint it with bold colors and fill it with determination, kindness, and unwavering belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Challenges may come, but they are merely stepping stones on your path to greatness. Hold on, I want to say that.
Path to greatness.
Challenges may come, but they are merely stepping stones on your path to greatness. Embrace them with courage. Anybody that know me, my favorite scripture is Joshua 3 and 9. You know, courage. I ain't gonna quote it because I can't remember it.
I'm about to say, don't tell us then, because I don't know.
Embrace them with courage, knowing that within you lies the strength to overcome any obstacle. Every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. Wait a minute. Every setback is an opportunity for a comeback.
Go ahead on that, Deacon.
And every doubt is a chance to prove just how resilient and powerful you truly are.
That's a good word, Deacon Wilson. That's a good word.
So let today be a day of growth, a day where you push beyond your limits, a day where you inspire those around you with passion and positivity. Remember, greatness isn't just about falling. It's about rising every time you do fall.
Yeah.
So rise with the sun, Georgia, and let the light shine brightly. The world needs your brilliance. Have a fantastic day, and let's make today extraordinary.
Listen, thank y'all for joining us. As always, we appreciate you so much for doing so. Be sure to share the show with your friends and subscribe to the show as to never miss an episode. So that way you get hit the notification button. That button right there, hit the button, hit the notification button, subscribe to the show. That way you never miss an episode. We'll be back again tomorrow at 9 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to and watching Good Morning Georgia. To become an affiliate partner to report on what's happening in your community, leave us a message by going to www.goodmorninggeorgia.org. Be sure to subscribe to the show and share it with a friend. Do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/@Good Morning Georgia today.
Good morning.